Sports. It's in the game.
He's like a medicine, like watch him run shotgun, over the options, and they please nobody got me taking me. That's a really no watch. Strong hand when he come in the slot, trying to finish 20 in the again. The problem is when you all you want to do is talk off with all over the spot. Wait, I'm testing my head because I didn't stop playing my eyes. Fishing out the game in my pocket, but I rock the game.
From Lake 59 Philadelphia. Let's see. It's not actually on the football. There's the kicker, Jake Ingley, and ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. On the return, here comes American Division. And they're going to be out inside with 30 to 27. On first and 10, Cousins. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. That's good to go on defense. So that way, hold up the right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Yeah, copy the play.
Incomplete, tackle ends up. Tight end Herb Smith, the intended receiver, and now it's second down. Cousins. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. 6 yards is the pickup, and now only to a third down. Throw, Cousins. 50-50 ball down. It's intercepted. To the power of the 7 at the 27-yard line. Phillies offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead him. The second-round pick who starting his career at Alabama that finished with an electric senior season in Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws down. Touchdown.
Jaguars, choice, and the Eagles have taken the early lead.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out in the field. Other one ends up.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go. Start really from the
Back to the touchdown. Here's Henry to kick it away. Now Abdullah will return. That makes it across the 20 as these guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back on the field. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other night.
And when he threw the interception and he had to cut to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go around the tone for it himself, but he can't force things.
On second down, it's Cook again. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone over, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. Gets past one man. A nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat and is taken down right after. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. The ball comes out. They hit, but so it's incomplete. Johnson, the intended target. With a third down. Here's Cousins. It's under a crowd intercepted. He saw the pillar. So that's back-to-back drops where they're throwing an interception. Walking here, we look at the defense and say, let's go back with your scheme. Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now. On first and 10, it's Hurts being chased down the left. Looking for Smith that field. He's got Benjamin. That's at the stop. Devontae Smith. Flying 2 yards. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct it. You got it down. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 to the receivers. That meant fly route, go, took out. And that was the 9, and he just kept going all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, you do it on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. But it's certainly not a look at that. Five stitches action, but received just around. And we should take the touchdown. After the touchdown, here's how he's going to kick in. Pulls it in at the 13. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to our best player, but to someone I could trust with the ball, try to get them settled down a little bit.
Feeling now, but it's incomplete. He was looking for that outfield in there, and it's so sure.
That was not a confident throw right there. It's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove to get those down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
Yeah, that's the mark. A little late in the throw. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Polk went on to kick as he sends it away. And this returner for Rager. A nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, it's still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead, should they so choose. Deep for Smith. He's got to play. And he's stuck at the second down. When the reaches the 14. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they hit the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And down inside the 10 here before it's out of bounds, right around the 7. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Throwing his Hurts, forced out to his left. And it's really good off that time as Allen falls to the ground. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Hurts steps away to his left. That is taking it from 7 yards away. And the Bills had 6 to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
That'll be good with a penal on something. And that makes a switch to make this out. To the touchdown. Here's got to look at that away. Now Abdullah, the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. They'll dump this off to Cook. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go until halftime. To throw again on second down. Cousins. Johnson with a completion out in the middle. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. It's 10 for the call. So they say we'll let that completed pass stand and we'll bring up third down instead. Is that fine?
So they're talking about yardage. The big thing with them is when you talk about getting it to third down and making the play go.
That number is even 3. Down to 15 seconds now. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's fourth down. First kick 47. This one looks good as well. Here comes Rager. A big time return there, 40 yards. It'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. 20 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. That's one easy to play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. So the Eagles with the lead. They're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. Boston Scott on a return from his end zone. And the drive is yet at the 25. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play small football because they'll get the other team down and they'll be able to drop the position we're in. You're saying people would say, just keep attacking, but they keep something small down. For turnovers, that's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Escaping the pressure right. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally blocked out at the 30 area. It's there on the scramble and gets him a first down.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got something about you.
Since you go and took him down to the ground. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. And heck of an effort there on the scramble nature, which is 3rd and a yard. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's pick up the football. And now attack this one back to the 36-yard line. So certainly now we're looking for here to start the 3rd quarter. A fumble on their opening drive.
Not at all. You're exactly right about that, because this had a chance to be the drive to put everything away. A touchdown here, that might have put everything out of reach for them. It definitely handed it away to the defense. Not good.
2 yards, the lowest, 2nd and 12. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL 28 Sports. Completes this to Jefferson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Play action now. Cousins. It's an incomplete. Took a shot. Couldn't connect.
Too many zeros on the stat sheet thus far. No touchdown passes, no points for his team, but he remains undaunted. Still attempting to get his team on the scoreboard, firing the ball downfield.
Pass dumped off to his running back. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. As they'll give him just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. They'll throw again. Cousins. From middle, finding Jefferson. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Cousins now. Toward the center of the field. It's incomplete. Trying to go back again to Adam Thielen. That'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing is Cousins. It's incomplete. Down to his running back, the intended target. That's 3rd down. Cousins. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 22-yard line. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. As he throws there, incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Cousins again. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 12-yard line. Now Cousins, 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. Rick here, it's complete. The result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there, 8 yards, and it comes. Cousins has the football. It's picked up by the Eagles. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. The 30. And it'll be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Well, Parker, I think it's safe to say that you mark this guy as extremely frustrating. Here we go in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. And it will reach the 5-yard line before no coverage now. Thielen taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. That one looks like he'll throw him here. I'll tell you. Get a second touchdown. And the Eagles take advantage of good field position on the try to cash this one in.
What when teams up this big, this late in the game, I was wondering what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit, but for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. Well, that's what he's talking about ourselves.
After a long engagement period, it's a sort of Now after the touchdown, here's Ellie, the one to kick it away. Now do it, the return. And he'll go down as this drive was started at the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious with that.
Sure, too much time. Yeah, this is short time now. So they'll stop the clock here, and a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Throwing on second and long. Cousins, and this is incomplete with a clock showing just 13 seconds now.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Oh, a shot now for Cousins. And a sound reception thrown by Cousins. This game. So it's a victory for Philadelphia, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
But they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you gotta like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So that'll do it for us, for my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew. I'm Brandon Gaunt. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia. Well, first Sadie Fenn Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, football. Open to 2017, there's a look at the beautiful state-of-the-art Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta, GA. So, see matchup points between the Green Packers and the Atlanta Falcons. Throws it in at the 13. They will take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Rodgers now at first down. So just has it completed.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on it and then
Gets his space. Final run inside, but nothing there. The second getting on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there. Now it's third down in inches. First carry now for A.J. Dillon. Yeah, great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. Now we got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Now a first down carry by Jones. And it's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard after the 39.
well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles in the line of scrimmage, left them no space to try and roll. Really nice job.
I know a single defender is 160. Picked up on Richie Brown. It's not system. So, defense has a touchdown already.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point attempt here still to come. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. So the defense calling some points now, getting the interception, but they'll turn it to lose here for the Big Six. So they'll get another shot. It's falling down kick 6, and the kick is away. Now here's Lewis. They'll be able to get this out to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now Rodgers to try again after the pick six. And that will fall incomplete. But they took a shot there on what will turn into be the final play of this first one. After 7-0 on EA Sports. So across his body, it's intercepted. Put up on what you did. That is what we got to the 22. And when it takes the field, the offensive leader, of course, Randy Leonard, the former Boston College Eagle.
And you know, they say it's not about the money. Sometimes it is about the money. Matt Ryan is going to average $30 million in salary per year now as one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL, and he more than deserves it. The NFL MVP in 2016.
They blocked it without this 6-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble on first down, a 16-yard gain. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Dancing to his left. Now they'll take it into one zone touchdown Atlanta. Number 9. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Not the first time on this drive we saw him take matters into his own hands, and this time he finishes things off with a touchdown run.
You're not going to be happy with me, but I think he took matters into his own feet, didn't he?
No. Down this from the top row. I like it. Extra point by two. I've been doing. That's still 14 is there. No, that's a mistake. But now we can start and follow them. In close territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, Hader. On the return, it's Tanner. And he returns this to the 22. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers for this ball.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Put the crowd going. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. Thank you, Dr. Davis. 3 yards to the game there. Second. Cheers, it's good. The end for the sack. Deion Jones. When you're down a couple of scores like this, you can't too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it, Paul, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But we're the scoreboard. Look at all of that and just bring positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop with just over 30 seconds to go in the first half. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. That's fielded at the 34 of them. Putting in a punt there. Also a nice return, 12 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Well, the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. They have a great starting field position. One time out in their pocket, they can still come away with points here in the late going. They're looking for Ridley. Now it's called a situation. Ridley. 15 yards. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything with him moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield. Yeah, it's left. It's no good.
Now he's back out there to boom this one. Okay, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. And takes this near to 25. Just a little pass there. Call it to 26. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with 25 seconds to go, we'll see how they want to play this. So now it's the intent to Robert Tunyon, the intended target. It'll be 2nd down. Here's Rodgers. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end Tunyon. 5 yards. Now it's Darnold 5. Throwing now is Rodgers. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. More problems here on 3rd down. They converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it's hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You got to get it done with your offensive unit.
It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Providing the pressure right, and looking for Ridley. Watch his team. But Jacksonville is this clock. So we're at halftime here in Atlanta. The Falcons out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We got an excellent birthday from the whole MVP.
The Falcons back to receive it. Get this football as the second half gets underway. Cordell Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And a very good return at all as he won't even get this back to the 15. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
2-0 and 30 to make the final top game. Yet at the same time, if you're also not going pound down like you would in terms of the offense, this is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Skip the pressure goes down. So Darius Smith showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. At the 33 following a good cup of 8. I thought they were going to sack him there like they did on first down. Great coverage, but he found a way to move with his legs.
Yeah, his ability to take off, not only to get some yardage back, he got a little bit left still. Really helps him on 3rd down. Makes it manageable now.
Now here's the Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now it's Ryan. Flush to his right. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Attack on the corners are coming. It's a more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Behind time to his left. Super Bowl.
I'll check a running back up to the line. Quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free. Unfortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
He's going to go on top for the end zone. Right, running into a second touchdown. Calvin Ridley, his 2nd touchdown. And the Falcons push forward in front. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, and maybe they're seeking some revenge, or they just don't like them. But the only thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? They're worried about, do you need enough points in case it's a tiebreaker that comes into play now?
Who's got it? 2nd down is his second. And they fit on the 20 for 2.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you were yeah, it's not a good decision. I didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you just said, well, my kicker's hurt this time. No, okay.
With Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway, let's just be frank. They're playing for pride. Just
that's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
To see how they handle the waning moments of this one. 7 yards there and a first down. To throw is Rodgers. That one off the mark. Incomplete. He was looking for the connection with Devin Funchess. But it's going to be 2nd down. Now it's Rodgers. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons 37. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Rodgers again now. Jersey's going to go down. 7. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. After the sack on first down, Rodgers hits a way through. And he gets us from inside the 15, just a yard or 2 short of the 10. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Now, seconds down, showing all the time. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. That's going to go down as a less of 5. It brings that third down. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And this was truly a total team effort on both sides of the ball.
From the emphasis coach to shot. So it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you gotta like what you saw. We're gonna call that a total team effort. I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta. From Bill's Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Ashley Tannenbaum. So he's slowly up to the stadium because you can look inside Bill's Stadium in Orchard Park. Set for the AFC matchup between the Las Vegas Raiders who return up past the 30. And the Buffalo Bills. So the Buffalo offense coming out, and it was Josh Allen who was at the helm.
And partner of the year, about a 6'5", 235, 240-pound quarterback. You don't often think of him being overlooked coming out of high school, do you? That's exactly what happened to Josh Allen. Overlooked, ended up going to a junior college, Reedley Community College in California, and then matriculating to the University of Alabama. And the Cowboys were so glad to get there.
Even until that time, escaping the danger of rolling with and picking up a first down. Allen steps away, coming deep for Diggs. Lampard is gone. It got it. That's a game of football.
Brandon, we've been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it just starts right out of them.
Operating from the red zone now. Allen flushed out right. Then they got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal. Being chased out left. That is up the inside from Williams. Touchdown. Josh Allen. And even touchdown. And the Bills have taken their lead. Solid finish to a solid opening drive, and that's the threat that he represents. He can take off and score.
What he makes it is 11 on 11 football. Because a lot of the times the quarterback isn't much of a runner, so you don't have to account for him. But you do with him, now he actually gets a lead blocker instead, and he's able to catch that one in.
One after, no giving on the snow, but it's out to go. And he's down to 7-0 game. Back to the touchdown pass to kick it away. This is taking just shy of the 10. It's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The lead is set to get the work behind him coming back, and that's Derek Carr.
That's been fun to watch his development through the years. And right now, what you say is a very confident quarterback. Has a strong sense of self. Totally understands the offense and knows how to get the ball to his playmakers on the line.
That's the first down run with Jacobs. Won't get a whole lot, maybe a yard if that's about all, and it's second down. After 7-0 on the A Sports. Second and 9. Carr. Down there open. It's Darren Warner. Being able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head to halftime. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. The Raiders trying to move quickly, trying to get everybody back to the line. Throwing again on second down. No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a third down. Carr signaling to his guys. Let's go here. The guy is heading to deep over the middle. It's Brown. And he only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Well, get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down. He'll go for it. It's hard. It's not completely not fun. And you turn it over. The Raiders took a fifth down to no avail. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive and failed to do so. And what happened? The Bills come to the line and start their next drive. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this part. Because sometimes you start a game with your scripts, trying to get information out of the opposing defense, how they're playing in certain situations. Sometimes you sprint to attack. And that's what I'm seeing so far.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Ellis. Yeah, getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To the air, Allen escaping the pressure right. Can't quite get there. Tackle down at the 11. The escape of the right in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a penalty faces Spike. He's got his shooter. They take him down. Safe back at the line. Corey Littleton coming in hard that time on the blitz, and he gets him down. It's a loss of 4. This is good. And we lose to TZO. So a nice kick there as a lead to add on to the lead. And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Doing some of the range that way for triple stalls. Maybe we get something out of it. And then just right there. So 6 and it's all that remains in its first half as the kick is away. A short kick taken at the 18. Got a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And we're in an offense set to get this drive started. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before the intermission. And this is incomplete. Got you a pretty good line on that. That's actually for the tries. but he could not pull it in. Due to time constraints, we're moving forward to broadcast to the beginning of the third. Not much has changed as we look to the uptown. The snow is still continuing to fall as we are back underway. Now increase here as he's paced the 50. They've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. So good starting field position for them here as they'll come up first and 10 at their 36-yard line. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And a heavy traffic against out there. So not sure it's able to pick it. And it's going to take over at their own 45-yard line. But that one is going to stay first play at the third quarter at a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not that list.
The from training, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key. Crucial. First and 10, they've got 3 tight ends out there, a jumbo package look. Now Allen steps away to his left. Yeah, he's getting some space here. Tuck him in the end zone for a touchdown. Josh Allen, a second touchdown. And the Bills are able to score quickly to hang on to their lead.
And that's a drive that makes everyone happy on that bench because they accomplish exactly what they set out to do. Take care of the football, eat up a little time, end up in the end zone. Now they're going to push it for the rest of the game. So they didn't just help themselves offensively, they help their defense out as well.
Extra points safely through. And that makes our score 17-0. So it's a great drive. That's how they drew it up to the long run into the end zone. Wide ones. After the touchdown pass to kick it away. Fairly short kick from the 14. And it will bring it down a couple of yards shy of the 30. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time, one play interception. So this offense should be fresh.
It's a good way of building it. And I keep really assuming that this ought to do a total because a one-point drive, return interception. A lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Let me play action.
I think maybe they'll play action, show you the work back, get a little confidence in it, and then I'm doing it all again.
6 yards, he's the pick up, and that'll lead him to third and out. I'm trying to run forward, Jacobs. What's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Good job to the colors. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, Carr gets this to Moore. 3 yards the game there, second down. They're going to need to get up and set it a little bit. Looking to throw again on second down. Come on. That's all good for only a couple of plays on third down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. As I'm talking over here before they'll be getting third down. The throw going to be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
It's actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. They blanketed the entire game using a variety of coverages.
I'm going the concerns going to wind up incomplete. They have to go through with such little time remaining, and the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. And Allen is actually going to throw it here, dancing to his left. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Throwing now is Allen, eluding the pressure right. Yes, it's within some 15, just a unit or two shot against him. The Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Balladine looks to throw. It's time. It's touchdown. Tennessee nice. They're back to wild. The Bills running into their lead.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Extra point on the upright and Bill Glenn gets it to go. Dale is now 24. Back to the touchdown pass to kick it away. Jalen Shard now on the return. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're down big here late. I don't know, just one last drive here for Brian.
Some people like to do that. I've never told them they were down huge. And someone said, Coach, what do you want to call? It was waving him. Like, who cares? It's like, yeah, you can try something some other time. Yeah. Some teams like, not go. He's from the front shirt here. Take it down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second up-in timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. Again, as he goes down, it's almost special. That play by him, that's going to go as a loss of 13. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now call. Now this is 2 outs. Oh, it's incomplete. A big gainer. The silence did not really in. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And it takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. One final try for Carr. He's going to go fly. Jones intercepted. Gets up on back. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball. They absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you gotta like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long from Buffalo. Today, from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. This is National Football. It's dreary and miserable throughout much of the Midwest, but we've got football to perk up our spirits. That's the good news. At Paul Brown Stadium, that's where we're at here in Cincinnati. It's a C-North matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. And that one bounces out of the fake in the end zone, so it's third to drive at the 25 on the touchback. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon, and he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. And they'll come up now, 2nd and 4 from the 31.
That's a first there, and he nicely bit off. A decent game.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. Man, he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. They'll get about 40 as he's brought down right around the 42. Now, after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. We'll check on his status when we get back. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Burrow. Looking for Williams, but it's very safety. Picked off by Marcus Peters. But now we're able to Lamar Jackson trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
Allow me a second here to gush, because in his college career, the only player in NCAA history to rush for over 1,500 yards and pass over 3,500 yards in a season, and he did it twice.
That's pretty good.
That's really good. He only won the Heisman Trophy once.
After the interception, here's Jackson. That's double out of bounds, but number 40 takes it inside the 30. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down. To throw is Jackson. Buying time to his left. Get him this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the tuck and run. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have a lot to move on 1st down. Flush to his right. Second into the end zone. Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson. A 16-yard touchdown run. As his game is our first on the scoreboard here this afternoon.
Defensively by now, you know his ability. You know he has it in him to take off and run.
Yeah, because they knew coming into this game, but we've already seen examples in this contest that he can run the football.
I think they're going to examine different ways to rush him now. Are they going to do it with different lanes? Are they going to use a spot? But they have to come up with options, because right now, he's hurting them.
A point after through the rim drop, something good. And that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Brandon Wilson now returning. And they won't quite make it to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. It just tells me how the team making a few mistakes in the win. But they're hoping that last mistake, that they're all maybe one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they'll talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
The throw once more on 2nd and 10. Oh, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Now they face a 30-10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Nixon running right. He'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 10 yards there and a Bengal first. Throwing now. Burrow on first down. Flush. It's taken. Derek Wolf big in for the sack. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another try after the first down sack. Burrow. He finds his running back, Wilson. Got pick up there. 13 yards. It's an intention for third down. He'll get to the later. Remember, it's also third down. Oh, it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking up. Yeah, you know, that's gets up to that touchdown.
We constantly talk about defenders having great vision of being able to see plays unfold and make their own plays, but you also have to have good feel as well because you can't see everything out there. See the play unfold, feel what's going on, and then get to the right spot and make your own play. And in this case, it turned out to be a highlight one.
And that is off the left. Right, it's no good. So they throw a pick six, they'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Wilson now on the return. They're going to start this drive in pretty good shape right past the 30 pounds. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And with them down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. That's right, it's 10-1. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop them with just over 30 seconds to go in the first half. On first and 10, Joe Burrow. And he's taking down the guy. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Yeah, it's Burrow. What the name is Uzekma? He will get this to the midfield strike, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. He'll get 11, but it'll still lead to fourth down. So on fourth down, out comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it. And we'll see what happens. So on is the lefty, Kevin Huber, to kick it away for the Bengals here on fourth down. Back deep, James Prochet. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson being chased out left. And the deep hit for Vikings. So it's called. What a catch. So we reach halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front as we send you down to our over Jonathan Coachman as our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports halftime report. We saw a terrific first half against dual great quarterbacks.
Forecast calling for more of the same rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10, just shy of the 30. Throwing is Jackson. Forced out to his left. He's going to look deep for the kids. That's to Watkins. What a grab that was. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Steps away to his left. And they'll eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. 23 yards on the tuck and run. Now Jackson. They'll snake the pressure right. Now we'll take it in by the Ravens touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Ravens will add on to their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
John Harbaugh thought about it. Now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. Jackson here is going to look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he will get it in the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Now that was the old QB one-man band play there on the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants in the game, right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations, they thought he couldn't run it? No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
And he'll be tackled just shot on the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play. And this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. Buying time to his left. They're going to take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. That's just a game of a couple there on the scramble. And now it's 3rd down. Burrow will throw. That's Cardinals to Arizona. They'll get him in just short of the 45 at the 44. We'll give him 17 of the Cincinnati 1st down.
But that's what it executed. They're down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the mental field right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Ball to Jordan. I mean, that's pretty indicative of the way this one's going on. After the incomplete pass here now is 2nd and 10. There's Burrow setting up to throw it. Knowing that CJ Uzomah. And he's out of bounds just before they're going to field straight with the 49. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Throwing again, it's Burrow. It's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise. I think the way that this one is gone and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. Man open, and that's Jamar Chase complete. He's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 1st down. Here's Burrow. Give him 6 on the play. It's a 2nd down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. To throw again on 2nd down. Burrow. And sneaking down, they get him. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. As they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now Burrow. Be intercepted here again. Picked off by Marcus Peters. Goes outside. He won't do this, man. It's a pick 6 and touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all the game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Tucker now for the extra point. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that kick six, and now the kick is away. The return man, Wilson. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bone their end down. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack that offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They have to be better with the football on this possession.
Last night didn't bother you too much last time.
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes it to play too.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The first three incompletions, they don't care. It hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on fourth. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go through with such little time remaining, and the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one is over.
And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just added to their totals. So the lanes continue to be there for Lamar Jackson to run that football. That his second touchdown run of the game.
You know what I would like? I'd like for us to be able to go into a defense's room after calling Lamar Jackson and watch the tape and see how much of the lane was really there and how much he created just through his talents. In any event, Lamar Jackson finds the end zone, doesn't he?
He always seems to, but that's a good point. We sometimes put blame on the defense, but maybe we just need to praise Lamar Jackson a little bit more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Now it's Wilson. And it brings us out past the 20 to the 25. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final tonight in a lopsided game after this?
So, the coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget what's happened down here.
Use all his aim
They took a great look at that scoreboard. You realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coach, idea. And never forget it, because
You're not going to want that feeling.
you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You might meet up with this team again.
Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively here in the fourth quarter, you're on the team over 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league. Well, as targets continue, open targets, and he keeps missing them, pressing way too much. He may have a big arm, but until he learns how to harness it and have some touch, he's going to continue to struggle.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at us. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. They didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that, you're out there fresh play, a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive, Victor. That'll do it for us, for Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew. I'm Brandon Gaunt. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long from Cincinnati. Ford Field in Detroit. It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. First open in 2002, here's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor Center. Today on this fine Thursday night, we get a good one in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. Good coverage there on special teams as it'll get him down shy of the 20. So here the Lions gets out for the opening drive. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft from Cal. It's Jared Goff. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Out of the gun, Goff. His first pass here is going to fall incomplete. The intended target, T.J. Hutchinson, and 2nd down. They'll run for the first time, DeAndre Smith. They'll get him 3 as he's taken down at the 23. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. There's Goff. They'll try and set up the swing to Swift. And he's able to get these up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. The Charles' first drive here will set completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball out so everyone touches it really and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping into a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field everywhere, getting their people early.
No room that time. Get to about the 46.
Another scouting report out there said he doesn't possess the eye discipline of being a lead linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 2nd and 9. Oh, that's caught on a good tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. And now lined up moving the chains again as attack is going to be made at the Seahawks 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now gone. The right side, it's the tight end, Hawkinson. That was play number 7 on his drive, and got 7 yards. That's all we can get on 2nd down. That's top Joe Wilson. And the Seahawks come the second of their 3 touchdowns. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. From the gun, here's gone. Be knocked away. It's incomplete. 2nd and 10. Goff now looking to throw. Looking now, it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. So down here in Tampa, you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive. And okay, no, it's like this tip goes down now. Second back at the 29. And not even multiple times at all. The pro in there and dropping for a loss. When he shot in, seemed like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him. Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try to protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
That is just not. It's no good. One in the left. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
And the Seahawks offense going to get one final possession in this 1st half. And we'll see how aggressive they want to be in these final stages before the half. They're going to be out of bounds. Well, to get about past the 45. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. Now it's Wilson. On the move to his left. Being less than 5 for Market. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, as the 1st half is winding down, and the Seahawks on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
Well, if the plan is to come in here and go toe-to-toe with these guys, it certainly does not hurt if you hit them with a big shot along the way, too.
That's got to give them some confidence. And the other thing right now, it quiets this crowd, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that is really called the intended consequence of their actions.
Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away. Khalif Raymond now. Up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive, and they will not really have time to do much of anything. 15 seconds, all that remains before halftime. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, well, this is exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run. And it's kind of steps down a little bit of yardage. And frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule. That's it. It's still open for the work.
It is fielded right at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Bucs ready to go here to begin the third quarter. And I've been looking to make this a two-score advantage. Had the touchdown on the first drive, Charles. And I'm getting 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I want to visualized it. I remember playing and used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run to a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
On first down, Wilson being chased and left. You can't find me where to go. And he goes in. He's certainly one of those quarterbacks who can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to get him in and get him to the ground.
I think the scripter right there about they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment. But they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
On first and 10, it's Wilson. Forced out to his left. Wilson, it's loose. It's a football. They have Lions and recovered. This Thursday night matchup. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Yeah, we've seen drive after drive come up empty for fail. And I see some up. Returns of enemy territory down 45-yard line. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflated.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and it's just checking out the time. Touchdown, Seahawks. Two catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the fumble recovery leads to 6 points for the Seahawks. Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Raven now on the return. They're going to get him down inside the 30 to 27. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And you're still in this game. Yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL. A team can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keep it up for that.
He was looking for Rashad Perriman, and it's 3rd and 5. A shotgun snap for gone. That's caught by Williams. Yeah, he's going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 5th down conversion. It's a pick up at 15 for 7 downs. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there. He's up 2nd down. Now it's gone. It's up 10. They were looking for him. He couldn't catch it. Down 3rd down. To the air again. Gone. Be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Desperation time for golf on 4. This is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by DJ Green. And the returner should will field on the 36-yard line.
So many times we end the game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with victory.
Yeah, they're going to love to walk out of here. If that is their final act, that interception, good way for them to end it. Wilson wants to throw it. Along in the pressure right. On the run inside the 40. And he's going to get it down the 10-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. As the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. Steps away to his left. Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the interception by the Seahawks team leads to a touchdown.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they throw a shot this way.
And that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now 21-0. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Raven now on the return. And it'll be out of bounds here, just past the 20-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go nowhere.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw is gone. It gets those to play to Cephas. 7 yards to pick up there. And we're cutting the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. Looking to throw again in 2nd down. Golf. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackle there. So the victory here for Seattle, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
From the absolute pitch a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you got to like what you saw. They call that a total team effort. I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gott. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Detroit. Tonight, from NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today on this fine Thursday night, we got a good night storm between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. On the return, Andre Roberts from his end zone. A dangerous return man showing him here. Yeah, pretty slick return there. Almost got it to the 45. Officially, they'll come in with the 44. Now first down from Watson. Flush to his right. Working across midfield inside the 45. To the right here at the decision of goodness, picking up the first, getting 13 yards on the scramble.
As a period back, sometimes you just got to know when the clock is going off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
On first down, Watson rolling to his left. He'll fire one end zone for Cross. Until Miles comes, he's got it. Touchdown, Texans. Joyce. 30 yards. And the Texans on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end zone.
I think of it in boxing terms because whether it's a big shot with your first move or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one has the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1, 2, and 7.
That's your ball by Fairville and opening door. And that makes the score 7-0. So for the touchdown, here's Fairbear now to kick it away. On the return, it's Naheem Hines. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Naheem Hines his first carry. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Wentz. Taking him out of town on Doyle. And going down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Wentz now on first down. Middle of the field, he finds Pascal. A gain of 6 there on first. Now the Colts moving quickly here in the hurry-up offense. The toss hit completely to Goodman. He is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Indianapolis moving to change there on a gain of 12. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now the Texans will earn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On first down, Wentz. To the left side, taking it to Pickner. And down inside the 15 he goes. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Into the red zone, Wentz. Without a touchdown, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Now Wentz again. Now this throw would go away as he couldn't reach back for it. Zach Pascal, the intended receiver, but now they get 3rd down. Here's Wentz to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The screen does give him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down. Blankenship's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they set up for just a field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3. I think it was a smart move.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with a 7-3 lead, we'll see how aggressive they want to be. Dancing to his left. He's running at 5. Because that's how I was going to have an 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So now the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Buying time to his left. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Okay, it's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Fairbairn able to hit this one through. And that will do it for this first half. So we go by time here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send John over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this.
We now proceed to the start of the second half. The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. Looking up into the roof, and he must it. It's loose. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that's something makes it something of an important drive because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
To throw again on 2nd down. Lance, and will get the off target and incomplete. With a 30 play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I was going for sure here.
That was looking for Michael 50 that time. Now Wentz on 3rd down. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact knocked the ball free. It's 4th down. Now here's Ricardo Sanchez. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. A very good return there, giving it even 20 yards. And the Texans get great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Watson on 1st down. Being chased down left. Her coverage may be too big that time as he breaks over for 19 with his legs on 1st down.
And that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice game.
On 1st and 10, Watson flushed out right. He will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck down and good for 24 yards. To throw is Watson. Forced out to he's in. Touchdown. Houston. To shoot Watson. Like he changed it now. And the Texans push further in front.
They had a good lead as they went into the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that's ready for 60 minutes. And while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Fairbairn dealt with the action point, and the lead is now 17-3. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the final act belonged to Deshaun Watson in his touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. On the return is Hines. And it'll be out of bounds across the station. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
Oh, tough from deep inside their own.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Tibbetts Metro. Mouse. 6. Texans take 4. This team wanted to put it away before we can get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think I get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Fairbairn now to have the extra point. And the lead now 3 touchdowns and 21 points. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. But here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape while past the 30. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe they're returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make that ball.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really sell and have such kind of seed over the idea that they took previously. Right back out there, it's almost like jumping right back on the bike after falling over and see if they can get the ball moving again.
Well, let's see if they can do it here. He's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter drive. One is here on this Thursday matchup. This is the National Football League opening game sports. He's getting going. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. I guess 7 when it brings on Trevor. He's got Jack Doyle. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. A gain of 11 that time. The Colts first. And the third to go. Here he lost the football. And the Texans signal.
You got a problem with me in this place. I'm going to try to be simple this time as succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's going, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And Watson's going to throw it here. Steps away to his left. Giving this one all the way down inside the 20. No, they're not downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 at first. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Well, actually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. And of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be trying to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side.
And I wonder what was going through his mind because he didn't seem as committed to using his gloves to pick up yardage. He didn't keep that far. That's either check off and done, but throw it away. But he got back to the football and ended up getting sacked.
They probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist up 1st and goal. They'll try the air down with Watson to the end zone. Oh, it's incomplete. He's trying to get that to Brevin Jordan, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Watson. That's what no influence. And since a touchdown, just show Robinson. The second touchdown for Nari. And the Texans will extend their lead. But that run is even up all game long, and there it goes again, this time into the end zone.
And when I think about what I'm seeing, absolutely not running. He goes with impunity. He's not worried about his body. He's not worried about sliding. He's not worried about protecting himself. He's worried about getting yardage. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, you can't start bringing up these blocking schemes on him and finding ways to defeat him.
Extra point off there, doing it up and good. And that will increase their lead to 28. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And here's Rodgers to return. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take in the next one?
Sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to go.
Just something to build on, get it done, but maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Right. That means line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion and second down. Throwing now is Wentz. Middle of the field to the tight end Doyle. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Wentz to throw again. Down. Jones. Now the Colts going to put on the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. To try and get up to the sack. Wentz. And he's going to get out there. And Vessels, and they take the final time in 7 seconds left. Need something from deep in the bag. It tracks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Wentz going to throw. Left side, Doyle with it. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets, not only on his team, but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more motion. These guys catch the football, they quickly get on the field and look over the block. Now coaches want to catch the football first.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So that'll do it for us, for Charles Davis and all our crew. I'm Brandon Gordon. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans as we say so long from Houston. Today. From TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. This is the football. Smack dab in the middle of I-295 that encircles the city of Jacksonville in northeast Florida. There's a good look at TIAA Bank Field. Same matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars. From his end zone is Byron Pringle. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. We're going to stack them up right at the line of scrimmage. You call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. But we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. We had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out. I mean, really nice play.
Yeah, he's going to be out up to the 45-yard line. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Clock running under a minute to go with scoreless first quarter. It's Kelsey on the ground. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. A shotgun snap and a two-handed level. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And over. You call it a gain on the play, and it'll be second down. They're scoreless after one. To throw, it's Mahomes. Trying to get to Robinson. It's intercepted. Should have driven with that. And he's going to tucker. So it's a coach drive after he drives. Baltimore knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
And this could be a whole lot of fun because if his game plan goes into effect early, we're going to see some shots downfield. What did he talk to us about? Stretching the field. Wants to open things up for not just his receivers, but for anything underneath.
That was the thing in the front page of the sports section. The column is right. Possible air raid. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches view that, right? Who gave what game plan? I think it's pretty obvious that that'll help them win.
It's like a dip, but not before that market across midfield. Turns out to be a great idea. Tough now. Good for 40 yards. The Chargers in the past, a lot of people call this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well, it was you. I'll be honest. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right because we did have a discussion that what we've seen in the past on them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look what he's bringing to their offense. And now, as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
So it's just a few yards short of the red zone before going out. Usually they don't have he scrambles for a first down.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe the run would set up for him, and he took full advantage of it and got a gain on a busted play.
Shots going left side. Going out the 15-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for the Jags first down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw, eluding the pressure drive. It's picked up by the Chiefs. And they'll turn over as his guys will get the foot down high after. always constantly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, jarring and free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more problems in sauce because now, if you're an offensive player, you got to ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think they should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
On second down and 4, Mahomes, that one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they're going to have a first down. They're in field goal range as well as they're down inside the 20. 9 yards on the pickup. This keeps the drive alive. I'm sure you're ready for the third quarter. Maybe use the bathroom or anything. Let's go. After a rare scoreless first half, these teams now just looking for something as the second half gets underway. A good looking return set up here.
What's interesting about situations like this is that if both locker rooms, both staffs are preaching a quick start, one of them actually got it done.
Very good start in field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Looking downfield for Jones. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. In the third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence. Looking downfield for Jones. And it's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have the flag down. Let's check in on the record. But his home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They've just been that way all afternoon. You feeling the pain?
The final again.
Yes, they did.
And it is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10, forthcoming here. Third quarter action from Jacksonville. Now Lopez. Still to go down. They second back runner at the 30. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it is incomplete. Oh, he had the defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
This has certainly been a pistol game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. And they'll try and throw forward Lawrence. He's going to let this go deep back over the middle. And let's see if they see him complete. Oh, look, he had a pretty good run on that, but that would have been a big play. He could not pull it in. But Wire Charles could that decision come back to haunt them later.
And it really could, because in this situation, you kick the field goal in a tight game like this, that's a good play. But maybe what he's saying to himself is, I'm just not a big proponent of the idea that any possession that ends in a kick, I'm happy with. He wanted to be really aggressive.
A little twist here in the third quarter. 2nd down, back to Edmonds-Alaire. And from a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met hands on the line of scrimmage. Now a 2nd time by the defense. And it's just one team and still in the third quarter. Let's see if that comes back to haunt. We'll be back. Complete as Aaron Jefferson able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now the defense have earned their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. They go play fake. Mahomes. Dancing. Mahomes again. He loses the football. And James with them. He says down. Shit. The Vikings say, sit down, nothing to the football. That's another to the Jacksonville school. So many times, tight games decided by one big play. A lot of times for us, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know, head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
Front after by the window, good. It's still Solomon in the The stupid school was outside playing football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing at the ground, and then rolling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're putting 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. While his end zone is Byron Pringle. Pringle going to stay in the end zone. This will come out to the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And Charles, we've seen almost 3 full quarters now, and neither offense can really get it going. Neither has hit the end zone, and neither side seemingly can make that big play.
But the game hasn't been devoted of action because these two defenses, they've taken over and they've slugged it out. But I think you're exactly right. We're at that stage of the game now where one of these offenses, if they make a big play, that could be the difference.
He is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Finding Kelsey. Yeah, a 6-yard gain gets one around the 43. Mahomes to throw it. That's caught. It's to Marcus Robinson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout. An injured player. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Well, the training staff works on it. Let's step aside and be right back. Open Eagles, the top of Kansas City. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 to the 6. To the inside, it's Kansas City. Chiefs touchdown. Mahomes setting his favorite target, Travis Kelce on the touchdown pass. And the Chiefs are an extra pair away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Our part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what, I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give the defense a chance at all.
Plus, been a good game. I want to see overtime on self-fiction.
You obviously don't have to fight the catch.
Come on. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. They get out of bounds, that allows them to hold and come over.
And that's close. And they get some. Charles just outshine cannon playing right there.
So they'll break down defensively, but take no credit away. A huge gain, and then it turns things around.
Line time to his left. He will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a 7. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
So when the defense complains about having to do pursuit drills in the heat of training camp, plug in this play. Excellent pursuit. Force the quarterback out of the pocket. He ends up trying to run for it. Instead, he goes out of bounds and loses yardage. That goes down as a sack for the defense.
DJ Chark, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Lawrence will throw to his left. Finding room to Detroit. Out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Looking for a filling 14. A terrific play call.
We're talking about quarterback Jerome here. Matching each other pass for pass. All about the football. Good mix for both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much the quarterbacks have taken on them, but another example right there of just good mobility. And Lambeau will put this one through. Simple says they have taken the lead in the final minute. Although was a spectator for much of this game, this is his first football opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute, they want their opportunity, but he sees to this.
It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. As out across the 25 and down to 28. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one. Whether you get in the field to range, You have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary, but you're trying to get the first one to the receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
See if they can do it. That'll be easier said than done. Mahomes. That throw behind his man, he missed him. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time. And now it's third down. So it comes down to run final play.
And just like what it's going to be, because from this distance, you got to be prepared for everything. Shit! You to the catch, just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So now for us, for my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaughan. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville. James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. However, just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida, at James Stadium here in Tampa. Tonight, this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store between the Chicago Bears and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. On first down, Fields being chased at the left. And it's caught inside the 35. Touchdown. Chicago. Robinson, 74 yards. And the Bears are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. Oh, the underdog here is showing no fear. Great opening drive.
Now, we went in the locker room for the pregame speech, but I will guarantee you, somewhere along the way, the head coach said, let's just grab a big stick and smack them with it and let them know we're going to be here today. They may be the team that's supposed to be superior, but we're not looking down anymore.
And on the road, no less, setting the tone. Santos with an extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now, after the touchdown here, Santos to keep this one away. To return is Jadon Mickens. Oh, he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. He's trying all things for the Bucs and their veteran quarterback, Tom Brady.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. If it's there, you take it. Still calm your team down. Up to the offense. Get things going. Let's see how things settle in.
10 yards there and a Buccaneer first down. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Here's Brady to throw. This is performance. He's got out on first down as the Tampa's made here at the Bengals 39. They got 29 yards on tonight. After 7-0, all EA Sports. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Looking, it's good. Jones school. That's got to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right in a yard. From the 30-second down. This has to go down to that central route to the corridor. That is so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving. Well, again, they'll throw with Brady. I think this is target and Evans. And Daniel solid 15, Sherrill and 7. I think the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Brady going to throw. The house is incomplete. Looking for his all-pro tight end, Gronkowski. And they'll bring up second down. Throwing that was Brady. Looking for Evans, it's intercepted. Comes off by Jonathan. Brady returns up here to his own 18-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. To throw his Fields. Forced out to his left. Gonna let them start to Robinson. Well, 5-3. This is caught. It's caught. It's a gain of 35. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover and boom, get into the big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of the game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for the first down. Here's Fields. Flush to his right. Now down to the 20, he'll go before heading out of bounds. A nice job there on the escape and scramble of first down, a 16-yard gain. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And they'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Extra Volk up front for 2nd and inches, 3 tight ends. Dancing to his left. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down. There's Fields. Flushed out right. Bad touchdown, Chicago. Justin Fields taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Bears will add on their lead. They've already been on record as saying, hey, if our rookie quarterback's going to tuck it and run on a scramble, we kind of hold our breath. Well, that was a maybe no. Yes, he's exactly going to get into the end zone.
Are you saying he's got to learn where the line is about whether you keep your eyes downfield, try to find a receiver, or you tuck it and go? And I think there's going to be some growing pains with that. I think in this case, he made the right decision.
And we know he's got the speed. He showed it there. Celtics able to tack on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-7. That's on a 6-play drive. And it was all capped off by the Justin Fields touchdown run. He took it in himself. On the return is Vikings. And we'll take it a yard or so past the 20, called it the 21. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they'll take over with just 18 ticks remaining. And then he's going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So we have come to halftime and what's already a 2-touchdown game and a previewed halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. A 2-touchdown game, 13-0 to score as we get rolling again here in the second half. On the return is Mickens. And then Tampa just shy of the 25. Brady and the Buccaneers here 1st and 10 at their own 24. To throw, it's Brady. Touchdown, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, but it's 2nd down. Gronkowski again, he was the intended target, and now it's 2nd down. Here's Brady, and it's a point by Rivers. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Brady. He's got draw complete. And he's going to be brought down short of first at about the 31-yard line. And pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here's Bradley Pena now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Let's take another 25. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. A big reason why the Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This is sort of what we would call a put-away drive, isn't it? That they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though that you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I thought you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
You know, it's either right there on the break or down on the long.
It's here the Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back to throw, Fields, open, he's coming in, touchdown, Chicago. And the Bears use those short field advantages of cash in for 6. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the 4th quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like 4th quarter. And the QB is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Now, after the touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away. On the return is Mickens. and a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get them into the playmakers, give them some space, and try and make the first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stout.
So we'll step up here. Let's see. Gronkowski, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Brady. Trying for it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football. And look how that one turned out. They made sense of this one.
Colt Kmet, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. That one looks like he'll fall here. Steps around. That is Jimmy Graham, touchdown Bears. Jimmy Graham, there to make the grab. And the Bears use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Showing some of his improv skills there, getting flushed out of the pocket, but still able to make the throw for the score.
So that means he's not a method actor?
No.
Because with the improv means great character when you need to. And in the NFL, when you have those guys chasing you, sometimes you have to break character in a big way. But I love the fact that he stayed downfield, kept his eyes up, and made the play. How many rookies do that well?
Now after the touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away. On the return is Vikings. And they're beating down inside the 30 to 27. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more conscious when you start the next drive? Or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way to run back out here. But totally didn't affect me. It's just to get loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run on the offensive.
They're on the attack. See, they attack them here.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Throwing his Brady on 3rd down. Sent to the 3rd time. To the ball, Johnson. And 6 Bears touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even offside.
Guy in the league, and I said, "What are you doing when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out?" He said, "Oh heck no! I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two."
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
Santos with the extra point. And the lead was swelled by 1 more. A heck of a play there defensively, giving the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The return is Mickens. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 23. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be able to move out of the defensive back so he can get a touchdown. Trying to out there doing the things that he does best. And knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's this opportunity.
Oh, comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. I'm not just for some reason deep in my
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one, or maybe this fourth will play. On first down, Brady. That's triple. The intended target was Chris Godwin, and that'll bring up second down. On the gun, it's Brady. It's targeting Godwin once more. This time incomplete. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Again, it's Brady.
This defense is definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they have already ready for it.
They got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Suckup's cookies, good one. Get back three, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a pure victory at best. But Charles, no team wants to get shut at. So it's hard to blame them for taking the three here.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for playing to like the goose head, and they're at least trying to finish off strong.
Another drive coming up for the Chicago offense. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one deal here, and this game should be over.
And it's always a fun fluctuation of this route. That's not all.
Contested ball here. It's going to be time.
And our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. If I took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we bid you good night from Tampa.